Jai Jinendra, everyone. I pay my regards to His Holiness Preksha Praneta Acharya Shri Mahapragyaji. I pay my regards to His Holiness Mahatapasvi Acharya Shri Mahashramanji. Jai Jinendra to all the divine souls here. I am Archana Jain, TPF National Preksha Meditation Convener. A very warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, Honorable Sri K.C. Jain sir, TPF dignitaries, and all the soul conscious people here. Each thought generates a unique energetic field. It generates a unique energetic frequency. Thoughts can have a physical impact on our body, like they can affect our heart pressure, our blood pressure. Thoughts can also have a spiritual effect. For example, they can help us to connect to our higher self. Thought is energy. To understand the mystery of manifestation and consequences of thoughts, TPF, in association with Preksha Foundation, is delighted to present you a session on Thought is Energy. To start this wonderful session with Manglacharan, I would like to invite CA and Dr. Srimati Vandana Dangi ji from Mumbai, who is a managing director to Libord Financial Institution. She is the patron member of TPF and also patron member of GITO. And currently, she is the chairperson of TPF Acharya Mahapragya Knowledge Center Project, Delhi. Over to Vandana ji to recite Manglacharan.
Thank you, Archana ji, for your gracious introduction. हम मंगलाचरण शुरू करते हैं. ओम ह्रीं नमो अरिहंताणम्. ओम ह्रीं नमो सिद्धाणम्. ओम ह्रीं नमो आयर्याणम्. ओम ह्रीं नमो वज्रायाणम्. ओम नमो लोहे सवसाहुणम्. ऐसो पंचनमोकारो सवपावपणासनो. मंगलाणं च सव्वेसिं परमं हवै मंगलम्. परमं हवै मंगलम्.
Thank you, Vandana ji, for so wonderfully reciting Navkar Mantra for us. And I would like to share with all, अभी मोदी जी के दिल्ली के प्रोग्राम में वंदना जी लाइव वहाँ प्रेजेंट थी और she was sharing her experience with that program with us. So thank you, Vandana ji, for gracing this event.
My
Moving
pleasure.
ahead.
Thank you.
The brain, despite being only 2% of our body weight, consumes a large portion, around 20% of our body's energy, even at rest. This demonstrates the significant amount of energy involved in thought processes. Our brain, during thought processes, emits energy in the form of electromagnetic waves. When thoughts and energy align, the universe truly conspires in our favor. Today, AC Jain sir will share his wisdom on the dynamic interplay of thoughts and energy, and we will also learn to harness this for positive outcomes. KC Jain sir is TPF Gaurav Ratna and a known legendary figure, and I would say a brand in himself. He is a remarkable, shining star in the sky of meditation. Your inspiring life journey is a fusion of spirituality, high profile job life, and personal development. As a Sanyojak of Kalyan Parishad, your wisdom has impacted many at profound level. Presently, you are the honorary director of Adhyatma Sadhana Kendra, an institution dedicated to Preksha meditation. Your transformative workshops Enlightening lectures has influenced many to enhance their divinity. K.C. Jain sir has been the chairperson of Mahavir International Delhi, an NGO working for eye and healthcare. Humble request to K.C. Jain sir to guide us and to unravel the mystery and the power of thought. Over to K.C. Jain sir.
Good evening to all. Namaskaram. Am I clearly audible?
Yes.
Today, we are going to talk about thought is energy. In the words of Acharya Mahapragya ji, thought is energy. Negative thought, negative energy. Positive thought, positive energy. Now, let's try to understand as to how this is so. There are three words that we need to focus on, rather four words, and the whole concept will become clear to us. Those four words are energy, thought, mind, and meditation. Everything in this universe is energy. There is nothing in this universe which is not energy. We are talking through this computer or laptop or iPad or mobile. The matter that it is made of, material that it is made of, that's energy. I am sitting on a chair. Chair itself is energy. We know this basic fundamental principle of physics, that E is equal to mc square. Everything can be converted into energy, and energy can get converted into matter. So there is nothing which is not energy. It only changes the form. Energy cannot be reduced, energy cannot be increased. It can only change the form. You take the wood, you burn it, energy is generated, smoke is produced, the whole thing disintegrates, and over a period of time it again takes the form and you again have the wood. So whatever we see, whatever we come across around us, everything in this universe is energy. My existence, if I take, it is made of body, matter, and consciousness. These two things taken together, they form the energy, the two types of energy. When everything in this universe is energy, then there are two aspects to it. The universe by its nature is binary. There is nothing in this universe which is not binary. We are all having light above us. There is a bulb, there is a tube light, and it has a flow of current in it. बिजली का current है उसमें, and there is a negative and positive current. These two currents come together to light a bulb. So it's binary. You cannot say whether the positive current is more important or negative current is more important. In fact, these names, positive and negative, have also been given by us. In nature, there are two types of currents and both are complementary to each other. They are not opposite to each other, but they have to come together. These two energies have to come together to make something functional. We are using a computer to address each other. The language of computer is 0, 1. Now, neither 0 is less important nor 1 is more important or vice versa. These are two things which make computer functional. The language of computer is 0, 1. The entire universe of computer has developed based on these two factors, 0 and 1. That is where you make beginning and then you expand. Look at the gravitational force. Again, there have to be two things for there to be a gravity. If it was unidirectional, then it will not stop anywhere. It will be endless. So there are two things which are attracting each other or which are repelling each other. And there is a force of gravity. And that is how the whole universe is static or in motion as it is, because it is maintaining that perfect equilibrium. My own existence is binary in nature. I have a body and I have a soul. Now, body needs soul to be functional. If there was no soul, then body will be of no use. And the soul needs body to manifest itself, because soul by itself cannot manifest. It needs some medium to manifest itself. That medium is the body. Body is made of matter. Soul is not made of matter. Both have different properties. And those properties are opposite to each other, but complementary to each other. They, in fact, bridge that gap. And when they come together, they make one complete thing. There is a man and there is a woman. Now you cannot say whether man is more important, there is a woman is more important, female is more important, or male is more important. Both are there. Both are complementary to each other. Both have different properties. So I say that everything in this universe is binary. They are complementary to each other, and their properties are different than each other. Their properties are not same. You look at, if you know, I mean, when I come to the energy of thought, we'll have to start understanding this thing first. You see, spirituality itself is nothing but energy, and that is also binary in nature. Spirituality is law of nature. What I've explained so far is law of nature. This is what the law of nature is, that it's binary. So in spirituality also you have two forces, positive forces, negative forces. Positive is compassion, friendship, satisfaction, detachment, love, and then peace. When you go to the negative side, you have anger, you have hatred, you have lust, you have fear, so on and so forth. So these are two opposites of each other. And nature behaves in a particular way when we are engulfed with one or the other type of energy. If we are angry, then our breath work will be different, our thought process will be different, our body response will be different, our reactions to situations will be different. But if we are at peace, the breath will be slower, deeper, rhythmic. So all positive processes will have a particular type of breath, particular type of thought process, particular type of body response, particular type of mood. Whereas when you go to the negative side, the opposite will happen. It cannot happen that I am angry, but my breath is slow. And also, if I'm at peace, my breath has to be rhythmic. You cannot have in the opposite way, because that is what the law of the nature is. So when everything is energy, I'm talking to you. Now, what I'm speaking, my voice, my sound is also energy. How else it will be reaching you? It is reaching you because sound is energy. The only thing is that earlier, say 100 years before, we did not know that this is energy, and we didn't know how to transfer it. We didn't know in the form of the physics that it knows today. So some 100 years before, some scientists like Jagdish Chandra Bose or Marconi came and they said, look, this is energy. So sound waves can be converted into electromagnetic waves, and it can be transferred from one place to another. So then radio was invented, then telephone was invented, and we started transferring the energy of the sound from one place to another because we could find out medium. So we transferred that energy. So then how did we go about it? We started using cables for transferring those energy waves. So cables were laid, and there's an operator sitting at this end, there's an operator sitting at the other end, and he's connecting those gadgets sitting in his chamber in a telephone exchange, and two persons are able to talk at a distance. Then it developed, they said, no, there's no need of an intermediary, you have an STD facility. So you started dialing, and by dialing the number we were able to connect, and then we were able to talk. Then they said, no, this is also not required, energy can be transferred otherwise, because we know the principle of energy now, that sound is energy and it can be transferred. So they said, okay, you have a mobile now, so the mobile also transfers the energy. So then we started dialing like this. That was also not enough. Younger generation came, they said, no, this is too tedious a job, so we dial it like this. So this is also energy. Then another thing came, no, we will not even dial this, and we will not even move our fingers. So I'll just name Archana ji and the number gets dialed, because sound is energy. So my sound is getting converted into electronic magnetic wave and giving a command to mobile. The same way it was giving a command, the command was being given by the telephone operator some 50 years back sitting in telephone exchange. So my sound is doing the same thing, which was in the beginning being done by the telephone operator in telephone exchange. Thereafter by dialing this, thereafter by pressing this, and then thereafter by speaking. So, and I know as to how to convert my sound into energy and use it. Everything is being done by that command. So I just speak something, energy generated, and that we know the energy of the sound. Mantras also is energy of the sound. So what next? Next is that I don't want to even say something. I think of the number, and that number gets dialed. Is that possible? Yes, because not only sound is energy, my thought is also energy. So I think of a particular number and number gets dialed. Is that possible, or it is only imaginary? No, it is not imaginary. It is possible. If you search on Google, you will come across drones. Now we know that when we see in marriages and otherwise, how do they use the drones? They use the drones and they use a remote for controlling. Okay, it goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. Now you have drones coming in the market. When you are giving a command through the waves of your mind, you are giving a command, it goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. The next generation of electronic gadgets will not, you see, good 40 years back when I bought one TV which was having a remote, and my grandmother happened to visit me in Surat. So they were amazed to see that I was able to operate my TV from a distance. ये कैसे हो रहा है? तार भी नहीं लगा हुआ, बिजली भी नहीं है, you just doing like this, and your TV is getting operated. It was transferring the waves. Now next generation TV will be changing channels even without the remote. We will be just giving a thought, okay, let me change this channel, and it gets changed. Why? Because thought is energy. The way my sound is energy, after all, sound is preceded by a thought. So thought generates energy, and it is happening the same way. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. So the same way, the energy is being generated and it is getting converted. But we don't have to wait for that to be realized. We have to understand as to how it works, because the moment a thought emerges, energy starts getting generated. Let me give you an example. A policeman catches a thief, and a policeman wants to know whether he has committed a theft or not, so they conduct a lie detector test. Now what is lie detector test? लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट ऐसा तो नहीं है, वैसे तो पुलिस वालों के पास वही ताकत सबसे ज्यादा होती है कि उसको दो चमाते मारे और बोला सच बोला कि झूठ बोला। तो उसने कहा साहब ये बोला, तो बोला ठीक है। तो जो उसने whatever the cop wanted, so he has that admission and then it say कि lie detect हो गया। No, that's not the way. What they do is that they put a gadget, and once they put a gadget and then they put cross questions. What is your name? KC Jain. What is your age? 66. Where from you belong to? Srikanganagar, Rajasthan. What is your qualification? BCom. Did you commit this theft? No. You see, the moment I will tell a lie, there'll be a slight variation in my brainwave, and that gadget will capture that variation in the brainwave, and it will be able to say as to whether I am telling a lie or a truth, because that brain wave is energy, and that gadget is there to capture that energy and to read it. The same way as EEG reads our brain, or the ECG reads our heart, or blood pressure measurement measures our blood pressure, or thermometer measures our temperature. Similarly, the lie detector test reads the brain waves, and then it says ki, okay, no, this is right, this is wrong, you are not telling the truth. Narco test, as we call it. So this, I give you another example as to how it happens. अभी मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूं कि just close your eyes. Think of a situation where there is a beautiful celebration going on in the family. Think of best of the event of your life. Beautiful celebration going on. All nears and dears are around. We are joking and dancing and laughing. The surroundings are beautiful. The environment is full of cheers. I crack a joke. Everybody laughs at me. Recall those moments when you were cracking jokes and others were laughing, or you were being laughed at and you were enjoying it. Just think of those moments. Just focus on that particular event and recall it. Recall in vivid detail all the happenings or all the dialogues that made you laugh and enjoy. Maybe you were bursting in laughter. Just bursting. Now go to Gaza Strip in Israel. The terrorists have attacked a colony. There is fire all around. People are crying, dying, running helter-skelter. They're being butchered. Small children are crying. They're separated from their parents. They don't know where to go. A terrorist comes and shoots a small child, a small baby, crying baby. Before the child's mother, the mother is stunned, speechless. She's getting unconscious. She's scared, fear, full of fear. Please come out of it. Now, these two situations, what difference did you feel? If you recall the first one, anybody sitting by your side will be able to tell you that, look, what is it that is making you smile? You appear to be happy. The second incident, somebody sitting by your side looking at your face will say, why you are feeling so sad? Why you are feeling so gloomy? Now, both the events are not there before you today. They are either occurrences of the past or they are sheer imagination. But in either case, it has brought about an amazing change within you. One is making you feel elated and happy. Another is making you feel scared, angry, depressed. And not only there is a change of mood, there is a complete change in the hormonal secretion. The happiness hormones are being secreted or the toxic waste is being generated. Two different types of hormones are being generated. When there is fear, when there is anger, then adrenal has to release adrenaline to fight that toxic waste. In the first situation, the blood circulation becomes normal. Your hunger will improve. The glow on face will improve. Digestive system and brain both will get more blood supply. In the second situation, there will be a contraction of arteries and nerves. The blood supply to the brain will get reduced. Maybe the face starts turning pale. The digestive system will go out of gear. And if it continues for a longer period of time, depending on the duration and the intensity, it will have corresponding changes on our health. Now, nothing was there before us. It was only an imagination or a recall, but only the thought was there. And that thought brought about this entire change within us. Mind it, we get on an average around 40 thoughts in a minute. And more often than not, most of these thoughts are negative. In fact, when mood is negative, the number of thoughts is higher and erratic also. When the mood is positive, the number of thoughts are lesser and mood is stable. As the negative energy increases, the number of thoughts also increase. And as the positive energy increases, the thoughts also reduce in number. I compare it to a vehicle that we own. We own a car, we know. Each one of us is presumably having a car. Now, what happens? We drive car at a particular speed. When you go to a car seller, we ask what is the average. So he will tell you, sir, this car gives you 30 kilometers per liter. And then fine letters they will say under test conditions. Now, what is test condition? The test condition is that you drive at a speed of 50 to 60. There is minimum use of clutches, gears and brakes. When you stop the car, you stop it very smoothly. When you give it a race, then again pick it up slowly and then come to the normal speed. Then drive at an average speed of 50, 60 only. So it will give the best of the average. But mind it, the car has a provision whereby you can drive it even at the speed of 230. It's not that you can drive at a speed of 50 or 60 alone. So you want to reach early. Maybe you have to catch a train or a flight, or you're getting late for the meeting, or there's an emergency in the hospital, or just for the sake of fun, you want to drive it fast. You see the road is empty and just zigzag, and you are enjoying the thrill of driving it fast. You can drive it fast. But what are the consequences? The chances of accident are higher. The wear and tear will be more. The average will be lesser, though you may reach faster. On the other hand, if you start decreasing the speed and bring it to the optimum level, what will happen? Your average will improve, wear and tear will be minimum, and there'll be least chances of accident. Now, both these things are being controlled by the driver. In case of thoughts, I am my own driver. Just give me 1 minute. So, same way, the way I was driving my car erratically, if I have negative thoughts, it is like driving the car erratically at a very fast pace. And every thought is energy, so I am spending negative energy onto this. My average is going down. On the other hand, when I am driving it smoothly, then my average is improving. So negative thought is generating that negative energy, bringing about that hormonal change, and that hormonal change is affecting my physical, mental, and emotional health, because I am losing out on energy. When I'm generating too much of negative energy, then adrenal is not able to release enough of adrenal to fight the toxic waste. So when toxic waste is not wiped out, it is getting accumulated in my system, and I am getting sick. Can you guess what should be the life of our organs? You see, our heart, our liver, our stomach, our kidneys, each of our lungs has the capacity to last up to 150 to 200 years. Our age may be 75, 80, 85. But age of our organs is almost double. The nature has gifted us with that. But what is happening is that instead of using it, we are abusing them because of our lifestyle, because of our thinking process, because of the wrong breathing pattern, so on and so forth. Consequently, the heart, which should have outlasted our lifespan, the lungs, which should have outlasted our lifespan, the pancreas, which should have outlasted our lifespan, they are all getting damaged, and they are getting challenged at half our age. Actually, if our organ's life is 150 years and my life is 75, it means at the age of 75, I should be at the peak of my youth. But because of the incorrect process of thinking, I'm burning it out much faster. My average is going down, and I'm getting affected. There are 5 levels of thinking process. As I gave you an example of the car driving, there are 5 levels. There's a gamma, there's a beta, there's alpha, there's a theta, there's a delta. Delta is almost thoughtlessness stage when the child is born. 0 to 2 years of age, it is a theta state of mind. That is less than the speed of, they call it cycle per second, less than 7 cycles per second. Now, up to 8 years of age, it is 7 to 13 cycles per second. That is alpha state of mind, peace, happiness, harmony. Then comes beta. Beta is 14 to 35 cycles per second when we get around 40 thoughts a minute. And from beta, it goes to gamma, more than 40 cycles, more than 35 cycles per minute, or more than 40 thoughts per minute. So negative energy will generate more thoughts. So from beta, we keep on regularly entering into the gamma state of mind. Whereas what is required is that from beta, we should be going back to alpha state of mind over and over again. But we enter more and more of the beta state of mind. Consequently, we end up spending more energy and having lesser average. We have to practice as to how do we go back to the alpha state of mind. That is, we need to practice. Now, what could be the methodology? How do we go about it? Let's understand one amazing relationship that is between breath and thoughts. We have around 15 to 17 breaths a minute and around 40 thoughts a minute. Now, there's a direct relation. The rhythm and speed of the breath is the barometer of physical, mental, and emotional health. My mental well-being, my emotional well-being can be measured in terms of the rhythm and speed of the breath. So if breath is faster, it is erratic, it is shallow, it is not deep, it means I am having more thoughts, it means I am emotionally charged, it means I am having poor health. Conversely, if my breath is smoother, deeper, longer, that means that I am having lesser thoughts, or I am having positive thoughts, positive energy. So either we regulate our thoughts or we regulate our breath. Either will work, because darkness cannot stay with light. Wherever there is light, darkness has to go, and wherever there is darkness, light has to go. So if breath is regulated, breath is slower, breath is deeper, breath is rhythmic, musical, the thoughts by default will become positive, reduced in number, there's no lesser wastage of energy, and there more positivity. Conversely, if the breath is erratic, then I will start having negative energy. That is precisely the reason that most of the meditative practices use breath to regulate us. We can regulate our thoughts also. That's one way of doing it. But the easiest and most effective way, and in a measurable manner, is the regulating the breath. Because once we start working on breath, it by the in the default process, we start regulating our thoughts. There's another aspect to it. Where does the thought come? The thought comes into mind. Mind can be again binary in nature. There is a conscious mind and there is unconscious mind. Now, what is the difference? Conscious mind is like a gate of the house. I have a gate on my left. So here there is a filter, and I am the filter. So I can decide which thought to enter and which thought not to enter. I can use a barrier there. I can decide. I am the master. And the unconscious mind is like this, my drawing room. So once the thought has entered this go down, there is no way you can manage it, because the unconscious mind is the most idiot and most obedient servant. Whatever comes, it accepts. And if I keep on giving the same command over and over again, आपने मुझे क्या समझ रखा है? मैं बहुत गुस्से वाला आदमी हूँ साहब. मैं छोड़ता नहीं हूँ. I don't give up. I don't forget. I'm an angry man. So if I'm giving that thought to myself over and over again, it gets accumulated in my unconscious mind, becomes part of my nature, becomes part of my personality, becomes part of my existence. And a trigger comes and I react. That is why we see so many road rage. That's why we see so many cases of anger among the younger generation. That is why we see happenings which amazes us as to how this could be happening. But it is happening because that thought is being given by oneself, one to oneself, that I am like this. Instead of saying that, well, I am a very peaceful man. I believe in forgiving. I believe in friendship. I believe to love. I would like to love people. So if I give that thought to myself, so that kind of filtration process is working and my subconscious mind is getting decorated with that. So a situation arises, this is how I will react. You can see the difference in communities. We are from the Jain community. Right from beginning, we are being educated कि नहीं भाई मारना नहीं है, चींटी को भी नहीं मारना है. So it has got, you know, somehow assimilated in our psyche that should not be killing. Despite all the negativity around, we are still the most peaceful community. There are other communities who are not as peaceful because their training is that you are allowed to kill, you can kill. So the same human beings, but different kind of training and different kind of thought process and different kind of reactions to the same situations. This happens because this gets fixed in our unconscious mind and we react to the situations accordingly, and that kind of energy is also being generated. So conscious and unconscious mind plays its role, and I am the master who is to decide as to whether which thought is to be deposited into the unconscious mind and which thought is not to be deposited. So of course it goes without saying that I would like my thoughts to be positive, I would like my energy to be positive, I would like to be healthy physically, mentally and emotionally, because we know that once this negative energy starts, then my memory will also be reduced, my intuitive power will also be reduced, my physical energy will also be lost, my recall, retention, everything will get reduced. So then how do I work on it? The best way to work on it is working on the breath work. So I am sure that many of you must be working on box breathing. So let us try it for 5 minutes. Those who are not familiar with box breathing, let me share with them that I'll be playing it for 5-6 minutes. There'll be a bell after every 5 seconds. You have to start with breathing in for 5 seconds, slowly, rhythmically, musically, bilkul aram se, no pressure. Then for next 5 seconds, this breath will be held inside. Be careful that when we are inhaling the breath, the stomach is expanding, because once the lungs will expand, the diaphragm will go down and the stomach will also expand. And then it will remain in that state for 5 seconds. So 10 seconds. Then from 11 to 15 seconds, we will gradually exhale, and gradually, slowly, rhythmically. Then after we have exhaled, for next 5 seconds, we will hold it outside. If you happen to commit a mistake, don't bother, try to align with the next bell, because every 5 seconds there will be bell. So this is how we will try to regulate our breaths. What will happen is that instead of having around 17 to 20 breaths in a minute, we will be having one single breath in 20 seconds, thereby reducing our speed to 3 breaths in a minute. And after 5 or 6 minutes, you will see that your breath has got stabilized. It is smooth, it is rhythmic, it is musical, and you will be able to see the corresponding effect on your mind and on your thought process. So should we start it for 5 minutes only? Keep your eyes softly closed. Spine straight, neck aligned with the spine, both the hands in your lap, right above the left. A stable body, a peaceful mind, and a smiling face. Getting ready for box breathing for 5 minutes. There'll be a bell every 5 seconds, and the process will be inhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 5 seconds, exhaling for 5 seconds, and again holding out for 5 seconds. One cycle of 20 seconds. We start now. You may slowly open your eyes and come out of it. I'll be just talking to you about your experience. But before that, let me say one more thing and then we have discussion. Thought is energy. We have just experienced or we have tried to know about it. One more thing, that through the process of thought, we create our own reality. जैसा भी थॉट हमारे भीतर आता है वैसा ही निर्माण हम अपने चारों तरफ करना शुरू कर देते हैं. वी स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग इट. एवरी थॉट इज क्रिएटिंग दैट काइंड ऑफ रियलिटी अराउंड अस. The way you were creating reality when you were recalling that anecdote or you were visualizing, both did not exist. Either it was a thing of the past or it was the thing of the imagination. But in our thought, we were creating that reality and we were living by it. So every thought creates its own reality, and in the course of time, if we are working constantly on that thought, it starts happening this way. We may try to go back to our own life and we will recall that most of the things we thought one way or the other, many of those things happened this way because our thought created that reality. That's why they say that you shouldn't have negative thought because it will create negative energy. So we create our own reality all the time. Reality is imaginary. Imaginary thing is a reality. What we imagine becomes the reality, and what we see real is a part of our imagination. That is the law of the nature. So this is how we are creating through our thought process. In Buddhist tradition, if they want to declare some person to be a good, accomplished meditator, they will ask him to meditate on the hilltop in minus 40-degree temperature and say, okay, you are sitting without any clothes on the top, putting on, and you start sweating. Now, how do? They start thinking of something hot, something, some like sun or fire, and they start sweating. Or you go to the desert and have fire all around you, and then you start shivering. You start thinking of something very cold around you, and this is how it happens. So you create your own reality and that transforms yourself. So this is how it works. So thought is energy. I will sum it up. Negative thought, negative energy. Positive thought, positive energy. We create our own reality. And whatever thoughts are coming to our mind, the higher the number of thoughts means negative energy. Or negative energy means erratic and higher the number of thoughts. Positive energy means lesser number of thoughts and better breath work, stabilized body and mind. It is our goal as which way we want to go. If we want to regulate our thoughts, we want to have positive energy. Working on breath brings about amazing results. We can gradually stabilize our breath and thereby stabilize our thought process. And next comes anupreksha. When we start working on the same breath with a positive thought process, we give a positive thought to ourselves and we start working on it, and thereby we start creating our own reality. I say that if we work this way, there are 4 things we can get: health, wealth, relationship, and happiness, and of course enlightenment. So it is our call which way we want to go. So I would welcome any questions if there are any, because we have 5-7 minutes to go for that.
Thank you, KC Jain sir. Amazing session. Whatever we see around us, basically, vehicles है, TV है, जो भी gadgets है, तो आपने बहुत अच्छी से उसको correlate करके हमको हमारे brain के साथ जो energy waves है वो बताया. I would request participant to post your query or raise your hand. कोई भी जिज्ञासा है तो please आप share करिए. Sir, I would like to ask one thing.
Yeah.
जैसे आपने शेयर किया कि सबकॉन्शियस माइंड एंड कॉन्शियस माइंड रहते हैं.
जी.
So basically सबकॉन्शियस माइंड को आपने गोडाउन की तरह बताया एंड थॉट इज लाइक अ विंडो. तो व्हाटएवर इज हैपनिंग, जो भी हमारा
कॉन्शियस माइंड इज लाइक
विंडो. तो हम व्हाटएवर एक्शन जो भी हम लेते हैं या थॉट हमारा बनता है, तो इज इट कंट्रोल्ड बाय मोर बाय सबकॉन्शियस माइंड
over a period of time, because it gets
Okay.
so much deposited in our subconscious mind that
Mhm.
we lose control over conscious mind. So subconscious starts controlling the conscious.
And
Though,
how
though,
breath,
though, though, though our conscious should control,
yeah,
and conscious should decide what should be there in subconscious. But
right.
what happens in practice is that subconscious gets so overpowering,
Mhm.
so overarching, that
Mhm.
it starts controlling the conscious mind. Like हमारे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है, हम आदतों के गुलाम हो गए. This is how it
Mhm.
happens. जी
तो बेसिकली जो हम माइंडफुलनेस नहीं रहता या प्रेजेंट मोमेंट में नहीं रहते, तो
जी
हमने अपना कंट्रोल सबकॉन्शियस माइंड को दिया है।
दे दिया
तो
जी.
तो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में जो स्टॉक है वो प्रेजेंट लाइफ का है या पास्ट लाइफ का भी एक्यूमुलेटेड संस्कार भी उसमें?
Of course, it goes without saying the tradition that we follow उसमें past life का भी है. But I am the master. मैं हूँ अपने भाग्य का विधाता. It is
Mhm.
my sweet will. It is my decision as to whether I want to retain them or I want to wipe them out. So if
Okay.
so even if I have accumulated negative energy of the past, if I
Mhm.
start working on it, I can start emptying it out also. Or even if I have accumulated positive energy, I start working negatively, and then I wipe out the positive one with the negative one. So call is mine. The nature has gift. That is the difference.
Mhm.
You see, the like a driver of the car, you are the master as to how you want to drive. Similarly, I am the master which way we want to go. In the car, I mean, driving at the speed of 50 to 60 is an ideal speed, but the car maker has given the option of driving at the speed of 200 also. The nature has given us the option to decide as to whether we want to go to the hell or to the heaven.
Mhm.
It is our call. जी
बट द आयरनी इज लाइक, जैसा आपने बोला 1 मिनट में अराउंड 40 थॉट्स हम सोचते हैं,
जी.
एंड वी आर लिविंग सच अ फ्रेगमेंटेड लाइफ। एक तरफ गैजेट मोबाइल देखते रहते हैं, एक तरफ खाना खा रहे हैं, एक तरफ टीवी ऑन भी है। तो ऐसे में मतलब क्या गैदर कर रहे हैं? मतलब इट्स टोटली
जो
डिसहार्मोनी बेसिकली।
it is getting manifested in our health, in our thinking process, in our reactions to the situations. We are all witness to that on a day to day.
सो हाउ ब्रेथ विल हेल्प इन वो
Because
सबकॉन्शियस का
by
गुलाम
you see by it
clear?
by default, once we are working constantly on breath, so light and darkness cannot stay together. Our breath is stable, the thoughts will have to stabilize. That will become the default mode. So I mean, it works hard. आप किसी एक चीज को कंट्रोल कर लीजिए. You control the thoughts, breath will get regulated. You control the breath, the thoughts will get regulated. They are all linked to each other. किसी एक को पकड़ लीजिए, सब चीज पकड़ में आ जाएगी.
एंड ये बहुत ज्यादा मैंने सबके साइंटिस्ट लोगों के थोड़ा पढ़ा है, तो वो कहते हैं हम जो सोचते हैं वो हो जाता है।
Because we create our own reality.
या सो इट्स सो डेंजरस। आई मीन हम बहुत पॉजिटिव बहुत कम सोचते हैं, कंस्ट्रक्टिव बहुत कम सोचते हैं, नेगेटिव थॉट पहले आता है कि ये ऐसा हो गया तो
that that
इट्स सो।
that is how we have trained ourselves.
यस, तो जितने भी आई वुड से जो जिनका माइंड बहुत शार्प है या एक लेवल है, तो बेसिकली वो पॉजिटिव थॉट्स एंड कंस्ट्रक्टिव माइंड है उनका ज्यादा, हम ऐसा बोल सकते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही बात, बिल्कुल
So
सही.
those who are
And
having a focused mind,
that is the secret of their success also.
mm.
That is the secret of their success also.
Basically they are focused and they give a damn to the negative thoughts which
Yeah.
triggers them.
It's
So we have to
absolutely,
learn, and that art is a
absolutely.
so
जी.
goal oriented रहना भी इसमें help करता है, like focused रहने में।
Because
People are
because
conditioned,
you see, it
yeah.
is like this. A thought is like a dot. हम लोग एक पेंटिंग कर रहे हैं. Every thought is a dot. अब एक डॉट के बाद आपने दूसरी पेंटिंग पर चले गए, वहां दूसरी डॉट लगा दिया, your picture will never be ready. But if you are applying dot after dot in a systematic manner, the picture is ready.
Yes.
So every thought is a dot, and you have to keep on adding dot after dot. So if the thoughts are scattered, then I mean, it will be an abstract painting which best of the painter will also not be able to understand. But
ये
if
सेल्फी से ज्यादा ये डिवाइस ये आना चाहिए, ये थॉट का जो पेंटिंग आना चाहिए। तो जैसे ब्रेथ एक बैरोमीटर है सब चीज का, वैसे हमारे थॉट का भी एक
yeah,
प्रिंटिंग होनी चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ
बिल्कुल
डिवाइस।
डिवाइस हमारे माइंड में ही है. The nature has gifted us. It's for us to know. Yeah.
बहुत बहुत अमेजिंग सेशन किसी जैन सर। आई मीन आई डोंट नो व्हाई अटेंडेंस आज कम है, मे बी कल फेस्टिवल वाला थोड़ा मोड है,
Absolutely
अदरवाइज
all
तो
right.
हमारे या बट जो आपने हमारे साथ शेयर किया और जो हमारे साथ ये सेव होने वाला है ये कंटेंट हमारे माइंड में एंड वाईफाई में, सो आई वुड से कि हमें तो रत्न मिले हैं आपके जो विजडम का। एंड टू थैंक यू, आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट अजय खेतान जी फ्रॉम बैंगलोर टू प्लीज
जी।
गिव वोट ऑफ थैंक्स। ओवर टू अजय जी।
जी अनम्यूट कर लीजिए। अजय जी को होस्ट।
सभी को सादर जय जिनेन्द्र। गुरुवरम आचार्य श्री महाश्रमण जी के चरणों में कोटि कोटि वंदन। आदरणीय श्री कैलाश चंद्र जैन जी को हृदय से धन्यवाद कि आपने विचार ही ऊर्जा है जैसे वैज्ञानिक और आध्यात्मिक विषय पर अत्यंत सरल, प्रभावशाली और जागरूकता से भरपूर मार्गदर्शन किया। आपकी बातों ने हमें यह समझाया कि विचार ही ऊर्जा है और इन विचारों को संयमित करने का एक बहुत सरल तरीका जो है वो अपनी सांसों को संयमित करना। दूसरा एक और तरीका आपने बताया सबकॉन्शियस कॉन्शियस का, किस तरह हम अपने विचारों को कॉन्शियस के द्वारा, पॉजिटिव विचारों को सबकॉन्शियस में डालें ताकि एक पॉजिटिव व्यक्तित्व की रचना हो सके। अपने विचारों को हम अपनी वास्तविकता का सृजन करने में भी प्रयोग कर सकते हैं। थॉट इज डॉट। तो इस विचार के साथ मैं ये अपना अनुभव शेयर करना चाहूँगा तथा कैलाश जी, आपका अनुभव कल्याण परिषद आध्यात्म साधना केंद्र के माध्यम से समाज को दिया गया योगदान हमारे लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत है। मैं 13 प्रोफेशनल फोरम की ओर से आप सभी सहभागियों का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूं जिन्होंने आज के इस सत्र में सक्रिय रूप से भाग लिया और इसे सार्थक बनाया। साथ ही अर्चना जैन जी और दिनेश दोका जी, उनका भी विशेष धन्यवाद जिनके सतत प्रयासों से ही यह आयोजन संभव हो सका है। और यदि आप इस सत्र का पुनः अनुभव करना चाहें तो इसका वीडियो टीपीएफ नेशनल यूट्यूब चैनल पर उपलब्ध है। मन की शक्ति को साधिए, ऊर्जा को जागृत कीजिए और फिर देखिए कैसे संपूर्ण सृष्टि आपके पक्ष में संकल्पित हो जाती है। ध्यान, साधना और ऊर्जा के इस संगम में आप सभी का पुनः धन्यवाद। जय जिनेन्द्र।
थैंक यू अजय जी। अगेन लॉट ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड केसी जैन सर, इतना वंडरफुल आपका विजडम हमारे साथ शेयर करने के लिए। वी आर ऑनर्ड टू हैव यू। थैंक यू सो मच केसी जैन सर। ओके, लेट्स एंड द मीटिंग नाउ। जय जिनेन्द्र एवरीवन।